Thanks for tuning in to Bourbon Drop. I'm your host, Myron. Today, I've got a special bottle on the channel. Shout out to my man, Dave V. I've never had Russell's 15. When a bottle shows up looking like this, you already know who it's from. I mean, the man is nothing but professional. He's got shrink wrap on the caps. He's got the label printed out. These labels pretty much never fade. Sometimes you might get a little bit of leakage and they'll run down a little bit, but for the most part, these labels never have anything bad happen to them. All right, so getting back to the Russell's 15, never had it. Keep hearing how it's this amazing bourbon. Jason C actually said it's definitely contender for bourbon of the year for him. The Russell's 13, I believe this is batch 2, and I think this was batch 3. Now, batch 2, I think made my number 3 of 2022. And batch 3 was way further down on the list. I think my batch 3 was like 6 of 2023. But had it not been for a couple special bottles that year, that definitely would have made my number 1 of the year. It was that good. Now, if Jason C is saying that the Russell's 15 is a contender for number 1, this is a bourbon I really need to try. Let's get into the nose. Oaky and grapey on the nose. More oak than anything. A little bit of ethanol came out, but not bad. Very sweet grape too. All right, let's get it on the palate. Wow. Wow. All of that grape, all of that fruit and grape transfer over to the palate. It almost hits the tongue like a grape soda. And I said the same thing about the batch 2, like grape soda grape, but it almost has like this Dr. Pepper too. Like when it hits the tongue, it's like it wakes the tongue up. It's got this like spiciness to it. It kind of has like a Dr. Pepper note going on. It's got this grape soda note going on. It's got hints of dark chocolate on the finish. And a little bit of citrus on the finish. I normally don't pick citrus up on the finish. It's got hints of dark chocolate and a little bit of citrus. All right, let's go back into the nose one more time. Oh, that grape soda is heavy. Like maybe a grape huggy. Definitely some fruits, maybe some plums. Like black plums. Oak is still there. All right, let's go back onto the palate one more time. Oh my gosh. The second time, it had like a little bit of a ginger zing. That grape soda and Dr. Pepper is still there. It doesn't have a charry finish. I'm starting to pick up that citrus again. So citrus on the back, slight hints of like cocoa, Hershey. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, this is a good pour. Now, where we run into an issue at is the price. So $250 is a lot. They went from $99 for the first Russell's 13 to I think it was $1.50 for batch 2. Might have been $99, but I think I paid $1.50 for it. Then they went straight to $1.50 for batch 3, batch 4, batch 5. If they have one, it's probably going to be the same, $1.50. But then they went 2 years older and jumped $100. Like, to me, that is crazy. And we don't even want to get into, what is it, the Camp Nelson F's, the Rick Houses and all. Anyway, back to this Russell's 15 right here. This is a very, very good. I even got to take another sip. That is some very, Very good juice, man. Wow. But is it bourbon of the year? I'm not getting bourbon of the year vibes. I might even put these in a blind, do another episode, put these in a blind and see which one comes out on top. This is good. I am not going to lie to you. This is good. But is it bourbon of the year? I don't know. You know what? Let me get a Glen. Because this is supposed to be a sample Sunday. I want to put this up. That's actually my batch 3. This is my batch 2. And batch 2, like I said, batch 2 was almost number 1. All right. Let me see what we got going on here. Same grapey nose. This one is more grape though. This one is straight grape huggies at grape soda grape. That's good. That is good. That's good, but it's not beating the Russell's 15. Russell's 15 just comes across a little more complicated. It's way more complex. This is not a super complex drink. Where this one right here, as soon as I got it on the palate, it was grape and chocolate. This one right here with that little bit of like a ginger zing. You've got the grape soda going on. You've got the Dr. Pepper going on. You get citrus in the back of the palate. You get a little bit of like Hershey's chocolate in the back of the palate. So this is more complex than the 13. The 13 is great, but having them side by side, yeah, 15 wins out all day. So if we were back in 2022, this would have actually beaten that out. But anyway, so normally when I do the sample Sundays, I try to streamline the videos, keep them a little shorter. I don't go through the chase and all that most of the time. I just try to tell you whether or not it's worth picking up. The Russell's 15, it's $250 is just so much money, man. It's like if you have $250 to spend on it. I can't believe I'm saying this because like the only bottle I've ever spent $250 on is the Old Carter behind me, and that thing is a monster. This might be worth dropping $250 on. Me myself, if you have the $250 to spend, go ahead. Me myself, see, this is why I hate having a bourbon review channel, because I sit up there and I justify spending $250 on the bottle by saying, well, I do have a channel and the people want to hear it. Not like I got thousands of people tuning in, but I'm just saying, it's hard to tell anyone to go out and spend $250 on a bottle. It's at least worth getting a pour at a bar. So let me calm down and say that. If you're at a bar, and I don't know what the pours go for, I don't normally buy pours at bars. So the Russell's 15, let's just say it's $30 for an ounce. Now most of the time they're not measuring the ounces. They do have these new devices that they put on the tops of bottles that I do not like, because I ordered a Maker's Mark while I was out of town. They had one of those devices on the top of the bottle, and they had already poured Fireball. And when I got my Maker's Mark, it tasted like Fireball. And I went back to the bar and I said, are you sure you poured me Fireball? And that's when she told me what the device is and what it does. And I probably just would have stayed with beers had I known that. But anyway, the bartender's probably not going to measure anyway. So he's probably going to give you 1.5 ounces to 2 ounces. I would definitely pick this up as a bar pour. $250 on the bottle. I would have to have it sitting in front of me, and oh man, I would have to have it sitting in front of me, and like the person behind the counter, like, do you really want it? I I might just be shaking the whole time I'm reaching to get my card and giving it to the guy. Anyway, so it is definitely worth picking up at a bar. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This has been a sample Sunday. I haven't done a sample Sunday in a little bit. I've been trying to get more in there. I know the striped pig was the last one. I used to try and do them every week. I might try and do them like every other week so that I can get back in the role of doing a sample Sunday. But with that being said, let the whiskey flow. Never run out. Let's get it to a drop. Till next time.